Lionel Richie, best known for his honest lyrics and immortal voice, is one of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time. This award-winning musical legend has a career spanning almost 50 years and showing no signs of slowing down. A global superstar who continues to sell out stadiums and arenas around the world. You know what? I need y'all to stand up for Lionel Richie. Okay, clearly I got a little excited, so let's start from the beginning. Lionel Richie grew up on the campus of the Tuskegee Institute, where he would eventually attend on a tennis scholarship. Now, we all know Lionel for the musical icon he is today, but you wouldn't believe what he originally considered doing with his life. You know what? I'm gonna let him tell you.
I think I'm gonna be an Episcopal priest. True story. And oh my God, one of the most amazing things ever happened to me. Girls started screaming. That girl screamed on the front row. And I remember calling Bishop Murray back and said, I don't think I'm priest material.
Lucky for us, in 1968, he joined the R&B group, the Commodores. Originally signing with Atlantic Records, the group quickly moved on to Motown, initially as a support group for the acclaimed Jackson 5. But the talent and success of the group helped push them into their own spotlight, and their first several albums garnished legions of fans, mostly female, who were chasing that danceable, funky sound. We have the Commodores to thank for hits like Machine Gun and Brick House.
She's a brick, come on. I'll say what? Say, she's not about to, or just letting it all hang out.
In the late 70s, Richie lent his pen to other artists, providing the Kenny Rogers hit Lady and the theme song for the film Endless Love, which he then recorded with legend Diana Ross. This independent success encouraged Richie to branch out into a solo career, and aren't you so glad he did? His 1982 album, Lionel Richie, sold over 4 million copies, and let me remind you, this was long before the easy days of downloading. If you wanted a Lionel Richie album, you had to actually go out and buy it. His second album, Can't Slow Down, sold over twice as many copies and won the artist 2 Grammy Awards. The album contained the #1 hit All Night Long and a slew of top 10 hits like Hello, which, let's be honest, at the time was the coolest video ever, Stuck on You, Penny Lover, and Running with the Night. And sidebar, he also managed to grow one of the most distinguishable mustaches in pop music. His relationship with Michael Jackson would come full circle when the two collaborated on the charity single We Are the World, which they co-wrote together and went on to become an iconic #1 hit. Okay, that was the coolest video ever.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one.
In 2012, Lionel released his album Tuskegee, a country-influenced duets album that paired him with artists like Willie Nelson and Shania Twain. An experience that, for an Alabama boy, really brought the music home. When asked if he would retire, Richie said, "Retire from what? A job? I've never had one of those in my life." While many artists try to force-feed their fans new music, Richie continues to be one of the most obliging entertainers, giving his fans exactly what they want, all the hits. And speaking of all the hits, in January of 2017, it was announced that Richie would go back on the road with special guest and legend in her own right, Mariah Carey. And on a personal note, for a man who has sold over 100 million albums and is one of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time, he really is the nicest guy. Lionel, we love you. We salute you. Lionel Richie, a living legend.